Sadly, NIKKE is a game that doesn't reward you if you want to build waifus, like for example Nif right here, or in fact any SR character in the game, or in fact not even SR characters, any character that's below 2.5 on a tier list, paid by when with NIKKE GG, right? You are not rewarded because you cannot make a team of waifus and still clear content. You cannot even clear normal campaign unless you are way overpowered, right? Now, that said, today's topic is going to be actually about the SR characters and how Shift Up is mentioning a possible power up for these units that could finally make us use them on our main teams. If you want to build a normal Anis, normal Rappi, Nif, any good SR waifu, in fact, look at Rappi with the summer skin. Come on, Shift Up. How is she not a decent unit, right? If you want to build any of these characters, this might be a good thing because they have talked a little bit about systems that could make them stronger on a TGS interview from a couple of days ago, from last week, I believe. So let's go over this. As usual, hello degenerates, welcome back to the Waifus. I'm Sefhi, your favorite gambling addict, and today, TGS interview with Shift Up director and CEO as well, where they go over a bunch of different things. I'm not gonna cover the whole interview. I don't care about the whole interview. I only care about what I can shit talk. In this case, treasures. A good day to talk about treasures. So let's go over this question right here and one more on top later. Now, before we start, if you would like to subscribe, the usual self-promotion, let's get started. Is there a possibility in the future there will be some strengthening elements for characters with rarities SR or R? I'm curious because there are a lot of attractive SR characters and mass-produced NIKKEs. Great question. I know that there are many commanders who love SR and R characters, however, rather than simply making such characters stronger through some kind of training element, aka leveling them up, right? Skills, cubes, etc., we would like to create an opportunity or a place where the character can shine and incorporate them into a series of power-ups. Okay, cool. For example, it might be something that is connected to the story, and the timing of the power-up will be different for each character. In fact, some SR characters will have an opportunity to power up in the near future, and that will be depicted in conjunction with the story. We've seen this already, and this could be the case, for example, which would be super interesting for Mihara, right? Imagine if instead of getting an SSR alt, what we get is some sort of treasure or whatever they do that transforms Mihara into an SSR, which Molky said on a stream yesterday. Pretty good idea. And then you get that new skin, you get everything else, and you get a new kit for Mihara, which would actually have to be a really good treasure. And let's talk about it for a second as well, because treasures for SRs is a cool concept instead of making an alt version. If Shift Up makes good treasures, because so far the treasures we have are not even that good, right? Okay, if we go to treasures right now, there is a few characters that have them, right? It's Diesel, Exia, Prima, Laplace, and Viper. The reality is that Exia is the only treasure that's good, like actually great. Then you have a Laplace and Viper. They are characters that if you build their treasures, they become usable in your teams for elemental content and for new players that might not have anything else. Nice. And then you have Prima and Diesel, which are still not characters you want to build with their treasures. They are not something you want to invest your resources with how expensive it is. So we're talking about just 1 out of 5 so far that is an actual good treasure that makes the unit worth actually building and investing everything into her, because how good she is for elemental content, right? So I don't know if I trust Shift Up with that, because let's remember how bad the character kits for SR units are. In fact, let me go here into the Wikipedia and we can go to Rappi, for example. Rappi is the face of the game, right? She's the face of the game, literally. And her kit is, I taunt with a skill 2, I do not heal myself, so I will be dead. That's her kit. I taunt, I'm dead. Her burst is 600% damage at level 10. Which by the way, it's only to one enemy. If I go to any SSR at level 1 or 4, they have a higher percentage than Rappi. Her skill 1, when attacked 20 times, will only work while she is actually getting her taunt, which could be 100% uptime depending how often you get attacked, because even the taunt is not like an AoE taunt, it's just for one target. So it depends who you are actually taunting. So this kit is complete trash, dog shit. It's a kit that you would not use under any circumstances. And the same applies for every SR unit. They are just characters that are not worth considering bringing into your team, even if you want to fully invest in them, because you get literally when killing an enemy. So not when your allies kill an enemy, when Neon kills an enemy, you increase your critical rate by 3%. At level 10. And then skill 2, right? At the beginning of full burst, increase your critical rate by 45% for 2 shots. It's not like for 10 seconds, 5 seconds, no, 2 shots, right? And then lastly, you have the affect one enemy with highest defense, dealing 500% of attack and increasing your max ammo capacity for shotguns for 3 rounds. So these characters are just trash. And Shift Up would have to make really good treasures if they want to actually make them worth using. And right now, even the SSR treasures are not that good. And then we also go into the same topic of there is just way too many characters that they need to be making treasures for, which would be cool, but I don't know if I trust them with that. Again, it's still a cool concept. It would be amazing to finally be able to use SR units and maybe a different system altogether than treasures, and it's just something different to power them up. I will be happy with that as well. But if they actually go through with this, it would mean we can start building some extra characters that I really like, which is just Rappy and Neve for now, because this design, it's a crime they didn't make it SSR. I will always say it. It is what it is though, not even a burst animation. Fucking Shift Up. The last thing I want to touch about is another question that they have in here, related as well to the treasures themselves, and that is characters with treasures are being added one after another. But will treasures be implemented for abnormal collaboration characters as well? At the moment, we have no plans to apply treasures to abnormal characters. We might consider and discuss this further if necessary, but we're not considering it at this time. At this time, right? We'll see in the future if we want to sell a collab with a treasure, which could be pretty funny because if they make an abnormal treasure, they will have to make it for everyone. You cannot just make it for the next collab and then never introduce it for the other ones, right? It will be kind of disingenuous. But it's a gacha company, so I can't expect it. And the other thing that they don't mention in the question, which is important, is pilgrims, right? They assume pilgrims will get treasures, which I guess we all know it's coming at some point. Like at some point, pilgrims will get the treasures, and it's not going to be just for Isabel. It will be for all the pilgrims. If Dorothy gets a treasure, I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest, at this point. But that said, this is like a small question in there that I found funny. The important one was the SR characters, a good fit by Anisir, and the possibility of actually making them stronger. There is plenty of characters that I would love to just get a buff, right? I'm not talking about nerfing anyone at the top, just buff some of the characters so they can move a little bit higher and actually become usable. But that said though, that's going to be about it for this video. Just wanted to talk a little bit about the possible systems that they could incorporate to make SR characters great, which is either a treasure or a new power-up system or whatever they decide to do. But for the love of God, let us use more waifus, because NIKKE, once again, is a game that punishes you for wanting to use waifus. There is literally what Iron Blood Commander is using blue characters to clear content, and that's like about it. I don't think there's anyone else doing only blue or only purple units, because the amount of time you need to clear what you would normally do in like a fraction, right, of the time is not worth it. Still, those are the true commanders and true chats. That said, that's gonna be for this video, beautiful people. Do let me know what characters you like, lower rarities that you would like to use on your teams. As usual, thank you to my Petros for making this content possible. Love you all, bossos. Have a great day, and see you in the next one.
役立たずは楽園から追放するのみ。ブランとノワールのショータイムです。天地万物を切るとはこういうことだ。